Hey there, guys. This is Brandon from Not in the Podcast. I'm joined today by a good friend and fellow podcaster,
fellow pizza maker.
pizza deliverer.
I make them too.
I know, but not all the time.
I'm Jared.
Okay. So, Jared, it's good to have you back, man. I feel like you haven't been on the podcast for a long time. It's been a while.
I haven't been on yours, haven't done mine.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't been out in the airwaves for a. You got tired of it?
I had too much of a linear structure, and it was like every week it felt like a job.
Ooh.
A job that I wasn't getting paid for.
Ooh, man.
A job that, I don't know, just unfulfilling.
So, all right. We want to talk, okay, unfulfilling. Unfulfilling, interesting. What fulfills you, Jared?
Let's see, you want a list? Can I give you a top 5?
Yeah, top 5. Let's
top
not go
5.
too intense with it.
I'll keep it PG.
Okay.
All right, let's go 5 to 1. This is in a particular order. So a top 5. 5, probably food.
Okay.
I like food a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
I like cooking shows. I like knowing how food's made. Everybody likes smelling it. Of course, I like eating it.
What about food there? That was interesting.
I think it's cool. When you see cooking shows and they present a plate and they have to make, it's not just about making the food, it's making the whole plate look good.
Yeah.
And you have to make it look appetizing too. Because some food smells like crap, but tastes good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
But you have to make it, I don't know, I guess the appearance is a lot. Even though I don't eat, I'm at Taco Bell mostly. So I'm not really getting any food. I'm getting,
Yeah, but you've been cooking for yourself
sodium
recently.
in a tortilla.
Oh, yeah, it's sodium in a tortilla. There you go, Taco Bell. Sodium in a tortilla.
It's just a tortilla with salt, falling out of it.
That's disgusting. That's what it is, though, honestly.
Where I was.
Number 5.
Number 5, yeah, was food. Number 4, this is a hard list. I don't know. Number 1 would definitely probably be music.
Okay, that makes sense.
I bet I could go in that order instead of from bottom up. I could go from top down.
Okay.
So music's definitely number 1.
All right.
Number 2 is seeing creative things that people have done.
It's creative content.
Yes, seeing something that's just so true to what somebody is, like what we just watched.
Right, Sugar Bond 7. We can call them out. It's fine.
Yeah, their new episode where Steve has his monologue at the end. It's so good. I've watched it easily 12 times.
Hit me really hard, man.
And you've only seen it once.
Yeah, I was not ready for that.
It's not a metaphor or anything that you have to keep watching and get it. It's just something that you just feel it.
You just know, we all relate to that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just it was immediate. And
art, I guess that kind of ties in with music too, because
I consider art and music different.
Something creative that somebody made. 3. Let's see. See, I feel like I want to say quality time with family and friends, but I really don't value that much. I feel like I should, but I don't. Certain people, yeah.
But that doesn't make you, doesn't make you a sociopath or anything. That just makes you normal, I think.
I like hanging out with my cat.
Yeah, I get it.
And I like hanging out with my girlfriend and her brother, and I don't really have many others to name there. My dog.
So why do you think that is? Why would you say you're okay? I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but we were talking earlier about
I don't value. It's gonna sound really bad, but I don't value human relationships very much.
Well, you're kind of an introvert, so I guess that makes sense.
84%, according to that website.
Yeah, man. Woot woot.
Let's see. We're on number 4 again. I just can't pick this number 4.
What's the 4th most important thing to you? Come on, Jared, you know this.
Well, this isn't most important. This is just
it's fine.
Brings me, what was it, pleasure or joy or
Yeah, joy.
satisfaction.
Yeah, pleasure.
With number 2, the seeing people create things I want to put a slash in creating things
Okay.
because I like making stuff too. Like, or like that'd be number one, like music / creating things.
All right. So what do you like making?
Music. I like writing. We were just talking about some shows. We've even thrown a show around before.
Yeah.
Anything that I can like just unpack myself into.
Right. Do you pour yourself into your work?
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of what I don't express because I don't value human emotion comes out in that. Like I don't hang out with friends and tell them everything. Instead, it comes out in the stuff that I make.
Right.
And that's kind of my vent. Number 4.
Let's not worry about number 4, man. Let's go.
I have to.
Oh, okay.
We can't leave them on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Number 4. I'm not all time, but recently I've had a lot of fun watching football.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Packers, man.
That's interesting.
They had a great comeback last night. They were down 20-0 in the third, and their star quarterback, one of the best players in the NFL right now, got injured in the second. He was like, got carried off in a cart, like he wasn't coming back. Third quarter, he comes back out, and they come back, win the game by 1 point.
Jesus Christ.
My heart was beating so fast. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun watching football, even though the NFL is like,
yeah,
they're like this big.
Yeah. Corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
You want to talk about Colin Kaepernick?
No, I'm good. For now. Maybe at some point.
So yeah, watching football would probably be number 4. That's people creating though.
Yeah, exactly. Everything you talk about is like about people creating. So like, let's talk about people creating. Let's talk about you creating.
Wish I did it more.
Right.
Watched a TED Talk the other night about this guy who procrastinated a lot, and he describes it. Normal people's brains. He was like had a picture of a guy steering a ship, and he's like, "This is the productive person. He's steering the ship."
Right.
And then he switched to like his representation of a procrastinator's brain, and it was the same thing, but he had a procrastination monkey beside him that would tell him, or it was an instant gratification monkey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, yeah, he would like say, "Oh, you don't need to do that right now. You can do it later." I do that a lot. I don't really know why. It kind of just happens.
What's your instant gratification monkey?
Like, what do I like doing to procrastinate?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I fall into a social media trap,
Oh.
and I try really hard not to do that. Like, I don't really have any social media on my phone just for that reason. A lot of that comes back to a Kanye thing I saw as well, where he was, like, doing his, like, crazy tweets while he was rolling out his album. But he has some gems in there, like, where he said, use your phone as a tool and not... Don't get obsessed with it. Right. Your phone's a tool. You should use it that way. And yeah, I keep like Instagram because I like taking pictures, and sometimes I see something funny on there. And I keep Snapchat because I talk to some people on Snapchat, but like I deleted Twitter because Twitter's just a black hole of like nothing, even though I took meaning from a Kanye tweet.
Right. It's interesting.
It's an endless scroll, though.
Yeah,
like Twitter never ends.
They design it. Yeah,
there's no bottom of the page on Twitter.
Right. That's
Instagram technically isn't like that either. If you go on the Discover page, like
you can technically scroll forever. Yeah.
I don't do that though. I don't like memes.
Yeah, I get it. They're a little.
I mean, sometimes they're funny,
but also like they.
I also don't. I said it right then, but I don't like when people say the word meme in real life. It annoys me.
Really.
Like it's like right here. You know that when you just get that
right in your stomach.
Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I get that when people talk about memes in real life or say the word dank or anything like that.
God.
It's like that Wendy's commercial, the memer.
Oh God.
I'm eating this chicken sandwich like a boss.
So stupid.
Come on, Wendy's, you're better than that.
No, they're really not.
They're not. Wendy's sucks. If anybody listening likes Wendy's, you're garbage too.
You're garbage. It kills for fun.
What were we talking about? Procrastination.
Wow.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We just procrastinated. Go us.
What are you going to call this? The procrastination episode?
Yeah. Probably.
You title it like the Friends episode where it's like the one with. Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. Or like the Hannah Montana, they were all song titles.
Yeah. Yep. Isn't that interesting?
I used to watch Hannah Montana. That used to be my shit.
Oh, I get it, man. I love that
Waverly
show.
Place?
Yes. Yes.
You know the rough thing about that was?
What?
I was 15 and 16 when those came out.
I mean, I'm not going to judge you.
It was around
But
the time
same,
I
though?
started watching those, and then I got out of TV completely right after that.
Interesting.
Like I don't ever watch TV.
So wait, what do you do in your free time though?
A lot of procrastination,
Right.
like we said, and that involves YouTube, checking Twitter on my computer when I'm home. But like, I don't know. I really like something that helps me feel grounded is laying in the floor and listening to music.
Okay.
Especially because I have the speakers that I have, they like rumble the floor a little bit.
Oh, you could feel the vibrations.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know why, like no pun intended, makes me feel grounded. It really does. I do that a lot when I'm procrastinating or like my ADD is going really bad. I'll lay on the floor and I'll listen to music. I just forgot what we were talking about again.
Procrastination. What feeds into it for you? Like, what's something that like?
What feeds into it is when I want to do something, or I know I should do something, and I don't have a due date or a deadline.
Right.
Because then I can just say I'll do it tomorrow, and then that day I'll say, well, tomorrow's even better than this day.
Yep.
And like, oh, I'll feel better if I do it next week, and then it just never ends up happening. Like I have a bunch of song ideas that I record on my voice memos on my iPhone a lot because it's convenient and you can get it as soon as it pops in your head.
Right.
But like some of them have been sitting there for a year and a half that I like, that I want to do things with, and I'm like, I'm going to do something with this, but I just don't. Like, if I started releasing music and there was a demand, a fan base, then I would have a reason to keep doing it. But right now I haven't started yet, so there's no reason for me to do it yet.
Right. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Man, that's interesting. So, okay. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You got any other self-fulfilling prophecies that you're working with that you're aware of? Because not every, you can't always be self-aware.
I'm really interested in food, and I like eating good, but I only go to Taco Bell mostly. Is that self-fulfilling prophecy, or is that just stupidity? Or being broke?
Yeah, but you've been cooking for yourself recently.
Or all of them. I cooked an egg this morning.
Okay.
One egg.
That's
and ate a multivitamin.
That's a start. It's a start. You're going in the right direction.
Eggs are great, by the way.
Yeah.
I can make a good scrambled egg where I put 2 eggs in the thing. And I can like chop them up and then I stack them, so it's like this thick egg cake.
Yeah.
That sounds gross. Egg cake sounds gross,
Yeah,
but like it's good because when you like cut into it, it goes.
Bad sound. Bad. That was.
It just makes that satisfying, like because they're a little bit crispy. So like.
Don't make the sound again, though. Don't make the sound again. Why would you make the sound again? That's a terrible sound.
Late night ASMR bites.
Ooh, gross. Also, that kind of works though. Yeah.
You can branch out with the show.
You could do late night coffee bites. What does that even mean?
Late night bites.
Yeah, just late night bites. Yeah, that's simple enough, right?
You find that you get hungry late at night.
Yeah, all the time. That's why I'm trying to stay up.
It's like 2 a.m. Like I'm just gonna eat for the rest of the time that I'm awake. I don't go to sleep till like 7 in the morning anyway.
That's not good, man.
There's a lot that's not good.
Why do you do that? Like, what's...
Well, that's also a self-fulfilling prophecy because... Well, it used to be because I would close a lot at work.
Right.
So I'd only get off at like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I wouldn't get home. And every time I get home from work, I get a second burst of energy. And that burst of energy will take me hours.
Hours, man.
So I won't go to sleep till like 7 or 8 in the morning. And then I won't wake up until like 3 or 4. And that's an hour before I have to go into work. So I'd have... I'd say I have no time, but I have time after work. But after work, I don't feel like doing anything.
Right, because work drains you of your energy.
Yeah. So then now that I've changed my schedule, I've had more time to do things. And I have done more stuff. Like I've been playing more guitar lately, which is something I need to do because I didn't for a little bit. But yeah, I think how I could help myself is waking up earlier and going to sleep earlier.
Right.
Because I was looking at a website of like habits of great writers, and they were all like 6 a.m., 9 a.m., like anywhere between there is when they would wake up.
Right.
And they would, as soon as they would wake up, they would write because they felt like that was their most honest state, where they could get things out without any walls or barriers. Because, you don't even have your bearings yet.
That's a really good idea, man. I want to try that.
who's the guy? Was it Hunter S. Thompson? He would wake up, drink scotch or something, snort a line,
Yeah. Of course.
smoke some pot.
Yep.
He would drink again,
Yep.
snort another line,
Sounds great.
and then he would like get his day started.
So just get
It was something
real
like that.
high out of his fucking mind.
It was like on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was like reading like his daily habits or something like that. Yeah,
Jesus.
Joe Rogan's podcast is really good.
Yeah.
I watched the new one with Elon Musk. That one's really good. I feel like it gets a bad rap because Elon puffed weed at the end,
Right.
so nobody actually listened to what he said. But it's really good.
Yeah.
Elon's an interesting person. He seems kind of introverted to me.
We should talk about introversion.
He really does, because like, I don't know what nationality he is, but I don't think he's American.
I don't think so either. I don't know.
He has kind of an accent, but I can't put my finger on what it is. But like, I don't know. He just doesn't. He doesn't go out of his way to talk. He'll answer questions, but like,
Right.
if you don't ask him a question, he doesn't put himself out there in the interview, at least.
Do you do that?
Oh, all the time. I don't talk to people unless they talk to me first. Most of it comes from an inner fear that I'm annoying that person if I talk to them.
Really?
Yeah. It's like at work when people ask why I didn't do something. I'll be like, well, because you were either standing there and I didn't want to ask you to move, or something was happening that I didn't want to just get in the way of.
Right.
My biggest fear is getting in the way of things.
That's interesting.
Like if somebody's trailing close to me behind me,
Yeah.
like they're riding my ass while I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll pull off of the road and let them go by, and then I'll just keep going because like I can't handle it.
Really?
It's too
Just,
much. It's too much. That's why I get really mad when when we were driving to the mall.
Yeah.
Like I can't pull off the road there.
Exactly.
There's nowhere for me to go other than just straight,
Jeez, man.
and there's no passing lane for them, so you just gotta deal with it.
Fuck that motorcycle.
Dude, his wheel had to be touching the back of my car.
Right.
I could barely see him in the rearview mirror. I could only see like the top of his head. Or I mean not the top of his head, like this part. I couldn't see the top of his head.
Right.
He was so close.
Yeah. Crazy. So we were at the mall earlier. How does that, like being out in like social situations, like public situations, how does that affect your introversion?
Well, we talked about it. Like, I like going out to the mall and like places where there's a lot of people.
Right.
I just don't want those people to look, talk, or acknowledge me. I want to be in that place with those people, but in my own space.
You would make a really good ghost.
I would. It'd be a great one.
Just floating around, not really bothering anyone.
Well, I don't know, because then I couldn't like pick up or do anything.
Oh well, that yeah.
It'd be really boring to
You
be a
possess
ghost.
people.
To be a ghost, I feel like you'd have to be a stalker, right? Because you couldn't do anything else.
You literally have to be stalker, or you'd have to be like a monster. You know, like
Better than a ghost, the power of invisibility would be good with me.
okay,
Like I don't want to spy on people. I don't care what you do
right
by yourself.
You just want to be left alone.
I just want to be left alone.
I get it.
I'd want to be able to turn it off and on.
Yeah, obviously it
Yeah.
wouldn't be optimal to be able to
Like
have no
with
control.
my girlfriend, I'd like to know that she knows that I'm there.
Right.
Yeah.
I see how that could. See how that could be important, just a little bit.
Also, like we were talking about how I don't. Earlier, we were talking about how I don't value human relationships. I don't feel like I have. See, I have my girlfriend, and I have one of my other friends, and I can go weeks with just talking to those people, and even then, me and that other friend may talk. Just like send like 2 messages back and forth. I can go weeks like that.
So you just like isolate yourself, like that's.
Weeks of just isolation.
But like you still interact with people, like.
Well, I have to at work, yeah.
Right.
But I don't. It's interaction because it's supposed to be interaction.
It's forced interaction. It's
Yeah.
not like choosing.
Yeah, I'm not like if I'm closing with our manager and, we're talking just because we're in the same vicinity of each other, I'm not telling him like anything about my life, or I'm just going to be kind of vague. I'm just saying this to pass the time. I don't small talk at all.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, that's interesting.
I can't. I don't know how. It's something I want to do. I want to be able to do that, but I just don't know how.
Well, because okay, so there's this podcaster that I listen to that kind of describes it as just like making common ground, like finding the common ground between you and another person.
But here's the thing about that: if we don't have common ground, I don't know what to do then.
Right.
Like, say I'm talking to somebody who like doesn't like any of the things I do.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, that exactly. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to do.
Like me and Sean can talk about football.
Exactly.
I like football, and Sean's really into football. He knows a lot more than I do. Me and you, we like new media stuff, like podcasts and stuff like that. So I can talk to you about that. But like, I don't want to call anybody out, but there's just some people at work that
You just have nothing in common with.
Yeah, and just don't. And it's not like I don't like that person.
Right.
Like, they're an okay person. I just don't have anything to say. Like,
So
I feel like that's the thing that people think too is like introverts are like assholes because they don't like say hey and do all the pleasantries. It's like
But it's like taxing to do that kind of
one, I don't want to annoy you. That's what the main thing is.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm annoying you. Two, like, sometimes you don't even think to do it. I don't think. Like, if I see somebody and they walk into work, oh, welcome to work. Like, I'm like, well, of course they came to work. They were scheduled.
One would hope they would come into work for their
Yeah.
schedules.
It's
There's
like,
people
oh,
who
welcome to work. Thank you for coming. It's like,
good
hey,
job doing your job.
hey, what's up? That's another thing too about introversion is you answer questions very honestly, and that can end conversations very quickly. Like if someone's being nice, how was your day? Usually people are like, I feel like, oh, my day was good, even if it wasn't, just to be like pleasant. I'll be like, oh, it's kind of shit. I feel like crap. And there's nothing anybody can say to that. It's like, but oh, I'm sorry, and then like, whatever. Conversation kind of ends there.
Interesting.
I feel like I never have a conversation that's longer than like 20, 30 seconds.
Well, you're at 23 minutes, so.
This is different though, because it's something we both can relate on.
Right. But like, honestly, like, what you're describing is really, I get it. I really understand. I feel like I feel a lot of those things. And so I'm curious, like, what kind of strategies you use when you're dealing with introversion to try to
I'm not very good at dealing with it. I give into it most of the time.
okay.
Like I'll stay at home for a long time, and that's I'm a natural homebody. I like being at home.
I get it.
I think that doesn't have to. It is part of introversion, but I think I'm just like that anyway. But that doesn't help. You know.
Are you happy though? I mean, like, as long as you're happy, right?
With some things. Like I'm happy with my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think anxiety feeds into a lot of it. Like I think a lot of the things I don't want to say that are wrong with me, but that I have, like kind of stockpile.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm introverted, procrastinator, and that stuff can make you anxious and depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And like that kind of stacks. And then ADD doesn't help either,
Right?
because I'm like over here and then I'm over here.
Right.
None of it stacks well. I need things that stack pretty well. Like, oh, you're good looking and you are in the army and you can also fly a plane and
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Things that build you
You
up,
have survival skills and stuff like that.
not things that weigh you down, right?
Yeah. Like that's the thing I wanted to do lately. I've wanted to learn how to like pick locks and like make fire.
You know, lighters are a thing, right?
Yeah, but if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a lighter, like a rock and stick, like
No,
how to do it, or,
Like,
like,
I was just
and pick a lock, like not for like stealing, but like I feel like it's just a good, it's a skill.
no, it is, yeah.
Like whether I'm gonna ever use it or not, it's still a skill.
Well, if the apocalypse ever comes, you'll be the man I come to.
That should be number 4, learning new skills.
Oh, okay, I thought you
Even though
said
I procrastinate and I don't do it, I like doing it.
Huh.
Like I've wanted to learn how to juggle for my whole life.
Really?
I can't do it to save. I'm not that coordinated. But I've wanted to juggle forever.
It's such an interesting thing to want to
One
do.
of my managers, when I worked at Target, we would do like grocery and stuff, and he would just come out of the back room like juggling cans and stuff. I was like, teach me how to do that.
Did he teach you?
No. Well, we were at work, so
Obviously, yeah.
I'm gonna get paid to juggle.
Yeah.
Still.
Wish you could do. Circus. Go to the circus.
No, not that one.
No.
Too much white trash around for me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Is that not PC?
Probably not, but who cares, honestly?
A lot of people, unfortunately.
Yeah, well.
I'm white, by the way. I just want to.
I don't think that people are going to be even more okay with that because I feel like they don't care either way.
I live in a trailer, so.
Okay, so we were talking about social media earlier and how people like are super PC, and we were talking about kind of the problems with that, and then also like some of the benefits that have been because of that.
I think the biggest benefit is people who are doing things that they actually shouldn't be doing that are illegal,
Right.
like the Me Too movement.
Right.
But I also think there's a dark side to that where people are calling out people just to call out people to get recognition and sympathy,
Right.
rather than anything actually happened to them. Something actually happened to you, you should definitely come out and say something. But if something didn't happen to you, and this goes for anybody who's pretending, like if you pretend to have depression to look cool on social media, I've seen that before.
Yeah, same.
Like anything, if you're just like being disingenuine, you're just ruining things for everybody else. You're making it harder for everybody else.
You're the problem.
Who actually have things.
Yeah, you're invalidating everyone else out there with an actual problem.
And you are the loudest voice because you're doing that.
Right.
So people are looking at that and making that can become a stereotype.
Right. Exactly. People look for the things in society that are that invalidate other things.
It's like with pot. How everybody thinks pot smokers are like this lazy dudes who wear tie-dye shirts and the sandals and they have a Bob Marley poster.
Yeah.
It's like because that's what you see.
Right. That's what gets promoted.
Yeah. That's the loudest. The loudest voice is always going to be what people see.
Do you wish your voice was louder?
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, as far as like social media or...
Do I wish mine specifically?
Yeah.
No, I don't care what people think about what I think. And I don't feel like my opinion matters. Even I don't want it to.
You don't want your opinion?
No.
Interesting.
I want to. It's cool if you do want that. Like, some people are like activists and they want that kind of stuff. I'm not.
I guess that makes sense for everything you've said before now.
Yeah, I don't care if you care about my opinion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think my opinion holds that much weight anyway because I'm just some white dude from rural North Carolina.
Oh, don't. I mean, you're awesome though.
Yeah.
I care about your opinion.
I know you. I don't think you're an introvert. I think you have introversion, but I don't think you are an introvert. Like you can talk to people, you can come up with conversation. I see that. Do you have this thing? Do you get weird when people give you compliments?
Oh yeah, I can't handle.
It's like I don't want it. Don't give me a compliment.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't know what to say to you.
It's so weird. It's like,
thanks. No, I'm not.
Yeah, like I don't believe you. Stop telling me that.
It's weird because you don't want the good compliment. But if somebody says something negative to you, you hold on to that.
You obsess over it forever.
If someone gives me a compliment, I forgot about it like 5 minutes later. It's like, I don't care. Don't want it.
But if someone gives you like...
I don't want to be insulted either.
Right.
But, yeah, I just don't... Compliments are weird.
They are.
And I don't know what... The weirdest thing is I don't know what to say back. Like, do I give you a compliment in return? Do I say thank you?
I usually go for the compliment in return.
I usually feel like it's flirting.
At some point it is, yeah, but I don't know, that's the other thing that's hard to navigate, I think. Like, where it's flirting and where it's not flirting, I think is difficult for me to understand. And, like, I can't read signals, like, at all.
Me either.
Like, I just, like someone could be, like, telling me to kiss them, like, with their body language, and I should be like, what? I just couldn't pick it up.
I can't read body language.
I
have no idea. Unless you're, like, very clearly doing it. Like, if someone's mad, you can tell they're mad.
Right.
But, like, just, like, nuances, I can't pick up on them. Like, if someone's uncomfortable, but they're not, like, they haven't said they're uncomfortable. I don't know. I just have no idea.
Interesting.
And I think they can come off to the people who are feeling like that, like you don't care.
Right.
But I just don't know.
So what should you do? What's the right thing to do in this situation where you can't? I don't know. Like, I don't know what's the solution to that. I don't know if there is a solution. Maybe forcing yourself to be in that kind of situation where
I think that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I'm going to relate this back to a video game, Fortnite.
Okay.
If you want to get good at Fortnite, you have to land in a place where everybody else lands, so you know how to, like, win in, like, fights and situations. It's the same way with life. You have to put yourself into those situations to figure out how to deal with them. You know what I mean? You can't deal with a situation if you're 2 miles away from it. You have to be in the middle of it.
Oh, man. That's a great metaphor. Using Fortnite as a metaphor. 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Meta Fortnite.
Oh, fuck. Did that just happen? That just happened. Oh, man. That happened.
You ever feel like you're like painfully average at things too?
All the time. I feel so mediocre.
I get that about video games, not so much anything else, but like video games specifically, because we brought up Fortnite. I'm like really average at Fortnite. I'm okay.
Yeah. You can survive sometimes.
Sometimes, but then like, if someone clearly better than me is like near, I can feel it coming. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Do you anticipate it?
I usually want to get it over quick so I can go ahead and get in the next game. If it's a drawn out fight, my heart beats too fast, and I'm like, this is too intense. Please just kill me.
Do you anticipate failure in real life too?
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
But I think that can be a good thing as well, because when something works out, then it's that much more impactful.
It's a surprise, yeah.
But if you're always expecting failure all the time,
it can be a bit difficult to actually start doing something, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely a pessimist.
Yeah, same. I was talking to Trajan about this, like, we're starting a new project, and
Is that the show you were telling me about?
Yeah. So we're like, I point out all of the possible failings, and so I don't want to like try too hard sometimes, and he has to push me to like try, because otherwise,
a lot of things too. It feels like you're trying too hard, but to everybody else, it's like you're not trying enough.
Oh my god, that's exactly. Oh my god! For years, when I was like trying to date, like I would tell my friends about it, and I always thought I was trying too hard. But they say I'm not trying hard enough
because you're overthinking it.
Yeah, I know, but like it just is so hard to accept.
I'm not saying that just for you. It's like in general, you're just like that's what happens. You're overthinking it.
Yeah,
it's hard not to do that.
It is
because I analyze situations too hard.
Right.
I think that's a lot of why I can't do small talk and stuff. Because I'm like I just don't know what to say next. And I don't know where to go. Instead of just doing it. That's
You're
hard.
Thinking about what to say next as opposed to...
People who can do it think, oh, it's not hard, you just do it.
Yeah, they don't even think about it.
I don't know what that means, just do it.
Their brains are wired differently.
Guess I should burn all my Nike stuff, right?
Oh, man. Man.
Can I mention that just for a second?
Yeah.
You already bought it.
Yeah, it's like, the only person you're hurting is yourself.
Nike doesn't care.
You're burning your own money, really.
Literally.
I mean, literally.
They already have the money. They're not burning it. You're burning it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Like,
yeah, I get it. I agree.
I think Nike stuff looks cool. Yeah. I don't make enough to buy Nike stuff.
Right. Hashtag, I can't say it.
Plus, I support Colin anyway. So.
Right. Oh yeah. So I forgot to bring this up about social media, but I want to hear your stick analogy. Again.
What stick analogy?
With kids, you know.
I don't remember how I introduced it or anything.
Oh fuck, me neither.
Like I feel like if I just said it, it wouldn't have an impact because it led into that.
It wouldn't at all.
Metaphor.
All right, we're gonna cut it and we're gonna pretend like I didn't say that. Okay, ready? Okay, so. I think we're just about done, actually. I was trying to draw it out, but, like, honestly, like, this has been a really interesting conversation. I feel like I, like, get you better, man. And this is like the kind of thing I want to do. I want to talk. Just want to talk to people.
I feel like I should explain this to everybody. Like, it's like I need to show you that I'm not being an asshole. Like, I'm actually just kind of reserved.
Yeah.
But like, I can't sit down with everybody for an hour and tell them, like, this is how things have played out so far. No one cares that much.
Right, and that would be oversharing at a certain point.
It's oversharing, yeah.
Which is, I really do wish that everybody could have like conversations like this, like all the time. I think it would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Just like emotional honesty. Hashtag emotional honesty.
Yep.
I'm sorry I said that, but
it's weird we're in an age where social media makes people numb to things, but also on the other hand, it makes them easily triggered by everything.
Right.
So you're more emotional on social media, but you're less emotional in real life.
Yeah. And I think the only cure to that is real sincerity. And I know that people are going to cut down people who are more sincere, but the truth is, those people are the realest people.
Well, the cutting down sincerity comes from a place of not experiencing it and understanding it.
Right.
And insecurity.
Yeah, and fear. Yeah, fear.
I do that a lot.
What?
Like when I get in like serious conversations, I'm going to joke my way out of this so I don't have to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
I get it. It's easier. I mean, I understand.
I deal with tough stuff with humor, like probably too much.
But I mean, I wouldn't say you do it too much, because like, think about it like this, right? So you developed a mechanism for dealing with your feelings. And that's a part of you now. Like, it's been a part of you since you were a child, probably. It's a part of you now.
Yep.
You can't stop that part of you. You can't
really
cut
can't.
out a part of you.
You can't just stop doing something that's been a part of you for your whole life.
Right. So you got to embrace it, and you got to look past it, and you got to acknowledge. Like, you can make a joke, but then like still like talk about the serious thing, you know? Just to see, I'm not a therapist.
Late night therapy bites.
Right? I hope I end up calling it that, because that's amazing.
How long are these usually?
Honestly, they are anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours.
You got a 2 hour one before?
Never released it as 2 hours, but yeah, it's gone 2 hours before. Easily.
Do you still do Not Enough podcast as well?
Yeah.
Like, is this in place of or beside?
This is, Not Enough Podcast is everything now. Like, it's everything we do. Like, it's just whatever we do is Not Enough Podcast, but we just have different names for it now. We just have different names for all the things.
So Not Enough Podcast is like the brand?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the network, if you will.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make Not Enough, put some shows on Not Enough Media.
Right. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's got a show in the works. I'm really excited about it. I want to see it. I'm really, really excited about it. If he could just stop procrastinating, we could get it done. Oh, man.
That's the thing, too. I've told you all the ideas I have. I just haven't written any of them down.
You need to write them down, like, immediately.
I just have them, because I can see it. I can see it in my head, so I don't have to write them down. But I know I'll forget it eventually.
Right. You should really write it down, though. Well, thanks for joining me, Jared. This has been a really interesting conversation, and I hope people get as much from it as I have. I feel like I get you a lot better. You think you get yourself a lot better? Okay. All right. All right. Just shrug it off. The whole thing. I feel nothing about this.
It feels good to, like, put it out there.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that I've known for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not, like, new to me.
Right. Okay. It's new to me. Got it. Well, at least I got something from it, right? That's all that matters at the end of the day. Fuck you.
Here's your show, though.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it is. Oh, man. Stay tuned for next episode. I'm probably going to continue this series because this is interesting. Probably won't be Jared next time. Might be somebody else. I don't know who it'll be. We'll see. But Jared will be back for sure. And
Colin Kaepernick.
If I could find Colin Kaepernick and get him on this podcast, believe you me, I would. Believe you me. All right. Bye. This has been Brandon.
And Jared.
All right. See ya.